Welcome to probably the laziest person in 600-pound life ever. Supposedly, this person has all the excuses and does nothing to change their life. So if you're part of the percentage that is not already subscribed, subscribe.
From using puppy training pads to go to the bathroom in her bed, to boasting about being dragged through her kitchen by paramedics claiming she was a princess, Penny Cigar is undoubtedly the laziest star ever on my 600-pound life, and once you see the way she acts, you will 100% agree with me. To understand how Penny became the laziest 600-pound life star in the history of the show, we need to go back to her childhood, which may give us some clues as to where it all went wrong.
So she wasn't born at 600 pounds?
I mean, dude, 600 pounds to get to that weight, bro, that's like...
How do you keep going?
It's her genetics, bro. It's not her fault.
This is my bed. This is my bathroom. This is my dinner table.
Penny has always had an addiction to food. From an early age, she was always the heaviest in her class.
Okay, that's actually insane.
That is so sad.
I don't think you need to tell us that she's addicted to food. That was given.
Resorting to food whenever she felt the slightest bit of stress or discomfort. Having to wear plus-size clothing as a child, Penny continues to gain 20 to 30 pounds a year throughout school, eventually weighing over 300 pounds by the time she was only 22 years old. Childhood obesity is an issue seen time and time again on the show, as almost every star has had an unfortunate backstory of growing up.
You must have been really stressed, dude.
Hey, I'm with this person. Whenever I'm stressed, I eat food like crazy.
You eat a whole pint of ice cream, bro. That's what you do.
Every star has had an unfortunate backstory of growing up without learning how to eat healthy or make nutritious meals. It's not surprising then that Penny has followed the same path too. Penny also experienced a great deal of abuse as a child. Her sisters recount that Penny was physically abused by her alcoholic father, and she often took the brunt of the abuse so that she spared her sisters because she was the oldest. Penny would resort to eating as a coping mechanism, one that would eventually become so dangerous it risked taking her life.
Genuinely don't know how they can afford all this food though.
Penny does have a partner named Edgar, who currently acts as her personal servant, but it wasn't always like that. Their relationship began like any other, a romantic few months that led to purchasing their first home together. Despite weighing over 400 pounds, Edgar didn't seem to mind, and the couple were able to travel and visit places like any other. Things changed though when Penny got pregnant. She gained 600 pounds throughout her pregnancy, and after the birth of her son, the weight just didn't disappear.
Whoa.
Dude, that baby's gonna be really nutritious.
I don't know. I see some red flags here, dude. The guy, I don't think he's a good influence, bro. He's probably making her eat all this stuff.
I want you bigger. I want you fatter.
Penny continued to eat herself to immobility, resulting in her being bedbound.
Dude, wait, they got a hospital bed for her.
Edgar has become her full-time carer, no longer able to work as he is required around the clock to help her relieve herself, eat, and maintain good hygiene. They're also struggling financially, being supported only by Penny's disability allowance, leaving them living paycheck to paycheck.
And we were right.
I don't like this Edgar guy already, bro.
Did you see he was feeding her?
Your wife is in your living room in a hospital bed, and you're delivering her French fries and corn dogs, bro?
Yeah, that's not healthy.
Edgar has stated that he would love to find a job for himself, but Penny's condition makes it impossible to do so. Arguably the most frustrating situation in Penny's predicament is the fact that she has a young son called Liam. Given Penny is immobile and confined to the four posts of her bed, she can only attend to her child when he comes within her bubble, the radius between her outstretched arms. If he refuses to come to her, she won't be able to help him at all. If you thought this was sad for Liam, his life would only go downhill from here, as Penny's manipulation tactics only get more and more advanced.
Manipulation? It's like it's not healthy for the kid or something. I don't know.
It makes me mad because they said she has all these reasons to be this weight, but then we're witnessing her clip after clip eating the worst possible things. Are you serious?
But I think once you're 600, you're just cooked.
Oh, I feel bad for this kid already, bro. What's gonna happen, man? That sucks, bro.
It's difficult to understand why Penny won't change her situation for the good of her son and her wider family, especially her husband Edgar. Most significantly, Edgar takes care of every aspect of their son's life, often having to record these classes so Penny can watch them from home. Liam's other family members also play a key role in his care, all while Penny festers in her bed. Penny's family were ecstatic to learn that she was pregnant, hoping that this would finally be a turning point in Penny's life where she would have someone to motivate her, but instead, the opposite happened, and Penny got worse. The weight gain spiraled out of control, and there's no doubt that Penny loves Liam, but how far can that care extend from her hospital bed? As we learn more about Penny's situation, we hear little from the star herself of her motivation to change.
Not the dog, bro.
They're gonna eat the dog.
Instead, it's Penny's family members, her husband and sisters, who provide their accounts of the difficulty in helping Penny with her situation. They explain the stress her position puts on them and their anxiety surrounding Liam.
Dude, look at all that.
What do you guys think is gonna happen with the son?
You must say diabetes.
I feel like, okay, the husband's gonna leave her and take the son.
Bro, I don't think he's going nowhere.
If I was him, I'd be like, bro, I'm out.
With many 600-pound life stars, their desire for change is present immediately, often appearing emotional as they face their own internal battles of allowing their obesity to spiral to a life-threatening extent. With Penny, however, we don't see any of this. Instead, she seems entirely content with her
She doesn't
position,
give a fart.
perhaps even enjoying it. It's Penny's family who detail their desire for her change, largely for the better of Liam.
What?
Some viewers of the show have speculated that her family forced her to appear on the show, fearing that it was the only way to get her to lose weight, especially as the family is struggling so much financially. Penny's attitude reinforces this, as she shows little to no effort in wanting to change.
Wait, so not only on the show, she just doesn't care. She continuously gains weight year after year.
I mean, dude, if you just do nothing but eat, you're gonna gain weight.
Which is crazy, dude. Because, like, whenever I feel like anything, I'm like, okay, I gotta change this. I gotta fix this.
I just ate Taco Bell and I feel disgusting.
Penny makes the 21-hour car journey from Maryland to Houston, getting comfortable across the entire length of the car boot and the back seats. It takes an entire team to transport Penny just from the house to the minibus waiting outside. As Penny can't walk, she's unable to get out of the car until she makes it to Houston.
How did they get her in the car?
What kind of setup is this, bro?
Yeah, that's kind of comfy though. I'm not gonna lie.
It kind of look cozy, dude.
I kind of like that. I gotta get 600 pounds now.
I'm gonna eat oof, bro, and I'm gonna be this size.
Okay.
On the road, Edgar passes through many drive-thrus, ordering a selection of chicken nuggets, burgers, and fries for his overweight wife. It seems like the weight loss won't start until she reaches the doors of Dr. Now's office.
Dude, okay, I have a question though. What if during the drive, okay, what if she needs to use the bathroom? Like, what then?
She probably got diapers, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Upon arrival, Dr. Now examines Penny to determine her weight and the extent of the damage it has caused to her body. She weighs in at 530 pounds,
Jesus.
and Dr. Now outlines how severe her BMI is. Penny's BMI is over double that of a super morbidly obese person. Combined with her small stature, Penny has one of the most dangerous BMI in the history of the show. Dr. Now also examines Penny physically, noticing Penny's oxygen nasal cannula that she wears 24 hours a day. Removing them, Penny's oxygen levels are healthy, but she explains that after 20 minutes of not wearing it, her lips and fingers will turn blue. Penny protests that she needs the oxygen.
What?
They can't supplement enough oxygen to her?
Or is she just saying that? Maybe she likes all of this.
And the attention.
Like, she just wants to be constantly nurtured and taken care of.
Because she didn't get that in her childhood because she was abused by her dad.
It's coming together.
With Dr. Now allowing her to continue using it. However, he notes that he believes the device is unnecessary and observes that Penny is instead using the oxygen to preserve her victim mentality, an all too common trope among the show's stars.
Dr. Now is so based.
Penny's program begins by the book, a 1-month diet to show she's determined to lose the weight and hopefully qualify for the weight loss surgery.
Wait, there's a weight loss surgery?
Yeah?
It's gastric bypass.
Why don't I get 500 pounds and just remove all the fat brand new?
A 1-month diet to show she's determined to lose the weight and hopefully qualify for the weight loss surgery. In hospital, where her food is provided and unhealthy snacks are forbidden, it should be easy for Penny to drop the 25 to 50 pounds needed. With a somewhat positive attitude, Penny does indeed drop the 40 pounds needed to qualify for the weight loss surgery after just a month of dieting. After the
She lost
surgery,
40
it's
pounds?
incredibly important for the patient to start walking, to encourage blood flow and oxygenate the body. Not only is it also
Yeah.
important for exercising to aid additional weight loss, but it also encourages the patient to ease back into normal life after years of being bedridden. Penny, on the other hand, completely rejects this and refuses to even stand up from her bed.
She can't even get on her feet though.
What?
They're telling me that even after she gets the surgery, she doesn't even want to walk.
You won't even try for your own kid? That's just so sad.
While Penny remains in hospital, Edgar relocates to Houston to be closer to the hospital, renting a small one-bedroom apartment with his son, Lee.
Dang.
They share a bunk bed in the bare, unfurnished apartment, counting down the days when Penny can return home to them. Penny's new 1,200 calorie diet causes some issues as she protests the small amount and threatens to start ordering fast food unless it can be increased.
What did they say? Threatening? Dude, they're doing this for you. What do you mean threatening?
I'm gonna get fat again. You're gonna do nothing about it, huh?
I'm gonna order KFC, McDonald's.
Her normal soft-spoken voice changes as she becomes aggressive, speaking rudely to her nurses and degrading their advice. It's difficult to watch Penny's motivation decline when her family struggles at home. As weeks pass, Dr. Now becomes concerned as Penny's weight remains stagnant, and the only thing declining is her attitude. He begins to suspect that Penny is somehow having snacks sneaked in, as there is no logical reason for Penny not to lose weight, as she has had the weight loss surgery and should be sticking to her diet. Dr. Now confronts Penny, demanding to know how many times she is eating, what she is eating, and if she can even finish her meals.
So she did have the surgery, and she doesn't even walk, and she's sneaking in food?
Okay, even though she had the surgery, she looks the same.
After weight loss surgery, it's common for patients to struggle to eat, as their body is adjusting to their smaller stomach size. Some patients are even prone to vomiting until they become accustomed to eating again. All of this
Ew.
suggests that Penny is doing something different, straying away from her diet, which is why Dr. Now doesn't believe a word coming out of her mouth, as she lies about not being able to eat more than 5 or 6 bites of food. The most dangerous situation that Penny is in is that her psychological state hasn't changed at all. In fact, it's gotten worse.
Oh, no.
She's in complete denial about losing weight, arguing with Dr. Now that she feels lighter and the scales must be wrong. Scales don't lie, but Penny does.
Dude, that's insane, dude. She's saying the scales are wrong.
She's so delusional, dude.
Dude, I need to go for a run after this video, bro.
Oh my god, you're making me do my little Stairmaster thing right now. Oh my god.
I invite you for walks all the time, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, but then you have to go outside. Ew. No.
Wait, what do you mean the little Stairmaster thing?
It's a mini Stairmaster. Boop, 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 boop.
You don't give me one? A little boop, 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 boop.
Losing weight after weight loss surgery should be easy. The reduced stomach size limits cravings, as well as making the patient feel fuller for longer. By consuming more food than she's allowed, Penny risks breaking the staples in her stomach from the surgery, which
Staples?
could result in severe health risks. Worse, Penny could reverse the surgery altogether, as her stomach could grow back to its original size, undoing all of the hard work and money that Dr. Now and her family have invested in her. All Penny has to do is eat the meals made for her and start walking a few times a
Yeah.
day. Instead,
Yeah,
Penny
right?
is sneaking in food and refusing to walk. How can Penny lie in the hospital bed when her only hope is being directly handed to her by Dr. Now and throwing it back in his face?
How are you happy with that life? I'm like that too, but sometimes I'm like, wow, I just want to sit outside and like look at the sun.
Why you lying, Allie? You know you don't leave your room.
Photosynthesizing. It's real, dude. I'm telling you.
Allie, isn't this your room?
That's me, guys.
And his fear is confirmed.
I'm concerned that Penny convinced herself that she's permanently disabled.
Permanently disabled?
I'm not sure we're going to be able to help her.
As Penny has not complied with Dr. Now's treatment, he has decided to end his support and send her home. She hasn't made any progress in weeks, gaining small amounts of weight instead of great losses, and her continuation of the treatment would be a waste of time and effort, better spent on a patient willing to participate and follow the plan.
Yo, he kicked her out.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
I mean, bro, at that point, like, what do you do?
There's nothing she wants to do. Let her be fat.
If Penny wants to resume her treatment, Dr. Now explains that she must be mobile and walking, and have lost a significant amount of weight on her own. Having a positive mental attitude is one of the most important factors of weight loss treatment, as the patient must really want to lose the weight and be fully committed in order to succeed. Penny is the complete antithesis of this, as she shows no motivation and instead believes she is a victim and her obesity is of no fault of her own. It's especially upsetting to watch her behavior spiral when we see her husband and son patiently waiting her return.
It's so sad. It's cute.
Uprooting halfway across the country for her while she doesn't even try. Penny's motivations come into question here, because if not for her family, then why? Penny's belief that she is permanently disabled is stronger than her commitment to her family and weighs more on her conscience than her commitment to providing a healthy life for her son. To make matters worse, Penny is excited to return home, not considering how her family will feel when she is hauled off the back of an ambulance, a sharp resemblance of her former self, just a mere 10 pounds lighter.
What?
She could take a poop that's more than 10 pounds, bro.
She's excited to get back home. They're expecting a transformation.
Dude, imagine how much money he spent on her.
Once she got comfortable at home, Dr. Now arranged a physical therapist to visit Penny to increase her mobility. The therapist engages in several physical exercises with Penny,
Look at her feet.
all proven too difficult for her to complete. She even winces at something as easy as wiggling her toes.
Let's get started. Let's just kind of warm everything
She
up.
couldn't?
Your ankle pumps.
How is she gonna be able to stand?
Physically, I'm just not able to get up. I just can't do
Oh
it.
my god, dude, her freaking legs, dude.
I just know my limitations.
It hurt.
Just see if you can push down to my hand. You can get that heel up. Even just take pressure off my hand.
I just did.
It could be a very long time before I am able to walk.
What about side line?
Laying on my side, my oxygen gets wonky really fast.
He just said that your oxygen thing was completely made up and flabbergasted, bro.
It's all in her brain.
If cheesecake was free, socks. I don't even know what you would become.
I would be the first person to reach 1,000 pounds, I guarantee you, bro.
You would be 5 million pounds.
Penny's immediate reaction to any physical demands are, I just can't do that, or it's just too difficult for me. Her attitude confirms her family's worst fears, that Penny isn't even trying. It's clear that Penny actually enjoys telling people that she can't do things because she's too disabled to do so, despite that not being the case. It's frightening to remember that behind this is Penny's young son Liam, who is growing well aware his own mother isn't even trying for him. Although Penny was given a strict high-protein, low-carb diet to follow at home, she has started going back into her old eating habits. From the comfort of her bed, Penny makes dozens of wontons, bragging that she wouldn't have any trouble eating them all herself.
That is not worth bragging.
I cannot function without wontons.
They're not the best thing for me. Dr. is out and it's gonna be like, why is she eating that? But I can eat all of this by myself.
Edgar seems distraught watching Penny do this, as she's actively working towards destroying all of the progress made with her initial weight loss at the hospital and her surgery. Things only get worse, as after 2 months at home, Penny has missed every single scheduled checkup with Dr. Now. Concerned for her health, Dr. Now sends an ambulance crew to transport Penny to the hospital for a weigh-in to see how she's really progressing at home.
Wait, he came back to help her?
5 grown men is carrying her out.
She's probably flexing online how she got so many dudes around her. All these men carry me around. They want me. They're my baby daddies.
Penny is in complete denial, looking forward to her weigh-in as she believes she's lost over 340 pounds, which would make her 190 pounds, a little bit higher than the weight of an average woman.
That's not even possible.
If you lost 340 pounds, you would be walking around right now.
She even boasted her new loose skin, which looks surprisingly a lot like fat. But the scales don't lie, and Penny weighs in at 495 pounds, only 35 pounds lighter than her initial weight at the start of her treatment a year ago.
Oh, it's been a year.
I just need to hold on to the front.
Shout out Penny, dude.
Oh, weight gain 5 pounds.
And you haven't lost any weight. You gained weight since the surgery. Okay? You should be right now walking. You should be around 250 pounds.
Ooh.
Dr. Now was good enough to take her back.
Well, he's got to keep the content going, bro. This is paying his bills, bro. He's got to keep it going.
Dr. Now has a stern word with Penny, claiming that if she doesn't change her ways soon, he will be signing her death certificate. In a wave of newfound motivation, Penny restarts her diet at home.
Oh, she's motivated now.
And continues working with the physical therapist with the goal of attending Liam's graduation in 2 months. As that requires walking, Penny practices standing and small small exercises from her bed.
Oh, she's actually gonna walk.
After 4 months of therapy, however, Penny still can't walk, and therefore didn't attend Liam's graduation. As the months roll by, Penny's fast food intake increases, and she begins missing appointments yet again. Dr. Now grows concerned that Penny is not sticking to her diet, so he sends a nutritionist to meet with her. When meeting with the nutritionist, Penny is immediately combative and deflects any questions that make her accountable for her own actions.
And so what I want to do first is get a little history. What was your motivation for seeking out surgery?
I'm sorry, and you can take this route if you want, but I find that to be an asinine question.
Okay.
So like the motivation is obviously to lose weight and regain what it's to get back whatever you haven't had because of it.
When asked why she sought out the weight loss program in the first place, Penny remarks at how stupid a question that is, claiming that it's obviously to lose weight, completely missing the point behind the question. Moving to the kitchen to inspect the food the family are eating, the nutritionist highlights the amount of sugary, processed foods they have, notably all the snacks for young Liam. Instead of listening to her advice, Penny rejects it completely, even telling Liam that she knows what's best for him.
The husband is not helping, man.
My son, he's not a candy eater, a cookie eater. He's got like set things that I am a cookie. He gets a bedtime snack and 1 snack a day.
So we have some cereals here.
They're in there trying to make them throw away your cereal. Mommy said not till you're 18.
Edgar, on the other hand, is receptive to the nutritionist, asking further questions and even for her recommendations on what to eat. The appointment was a disaster for Penny, as it highlighted just how much she is willing to argue instead of just taking accountability. Edgar seems to be the one fighting for a better life for his son Liam, so he doesn't turn to food as a coping mechanism just like his mother had done. After missing several more appointments, Dr. Now again has transferred Penny via ambulance to the hospital for an emergency evaluation. At her weigh-in, she remains 495 pounds on the dot, exactly the same as she weighed months prior. She's lost no weight at all.
But she hasn't gained any weight.
I think she should double it.
Banger.
Penny has an emotional reaction, but Dr. Now isn't having any of it.
That's what I need. That's all they're doing when I'm doing therapy.
You guys all hate me. You're all making me stand up.
417.
I'm supposed to be tired. My knees hurt.
I'm so tired, guys.
You want us to help you get back into bed now?
Oh my goodness.
Penny, hey, really, I try everything.
I know.
I don't know how I'm going to get across to you.
It's a shocking revelation when Dr. Now explains that his other patients, who he operated on at the same time as Penny, have now all dropped to below 250 pounds.
Oh my God.
There's no one else to blame here but Penny, except she believes she's still a victim. Penny blames Dr. Now for not supporting her enough. She blames the hospital diet, the bypass surgery, even the scale, everyone and everything but herself. Now states if she'd applied to herself, she'd have as good a chance as anyone to lose the weight.
Like I've just been sucker punched again. Why didn't this do what it's supposed to do when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Where's my yellow brick road? Why didn't I get it? Because I'm working hard, Dr. Desout, and I'm being good.
Oh, don't get this going on my screen, bro.
She's a victim, Oof, okay? Chill out.
Yeah, come on, Oof.
Yeah, don't you get it, Oof? It's just genetics.
I feel bad for her. Get her mozzarella and fries. You know what you do? You do salad, right? And then cheeseburger, right? Just be like, pick one.
And if she chooses the wrong one, then the bed will catapult her across the hospital.
I don't know if you can lift that up, bro.
Penny has to want to lose weight, and she has to want to be able to walk.
Damn, that's kind of
If she
crazy.
apply herself, she has a good chances as anybody else. But I don't see any willingness to want to get well.
I don't have it in me to go any further. But
Penny claims that she doesn't have anything left in her to keep pushing, that she's burnt out. It's impossible to understand how she's come to this conclusion, when literally all she's done is lie in bed and eat food. A week later, Penny and Edgar decide to move back to Maryland, where Penny believes that she will be more successful with her weight loss journey, surrounded by her family. But I think you can see what's about to happen. The episode concludes with Penny eating dinner in bed, platefuls of food, mounted below her. Dr. Now firmly believes that Penny won't change because she's comfortable right where she is. Penny had every chance to turn her life around. Her family supported her, strangers donated to her cause, her husband and son moved across the country halfway through their lives to support her.
Don't tell me she's not gonna do anything different.
But no, she's gonna end at 600 pounds.
Maybe the show is trying to get people to get up to 600 pounds.
Now we're talking.
None of that was enough for Penny, as she remains angry at the world that no one has lost the weight for her. In Penny's Where Are They Now episode, which takes place a few months after the first episode ends, her attitude has remained the exact same. She reflects on the previous year as a complete waste of time, claiming that she is content with her current weight, and the scale is just a number.
On a scale, I don't feel the need to be on a scale because it doesn't matter.
It's difficult to comprehend her thinking when she's bound to her bed and unable to look after her son properly. Dr. Now recounts the reason why Penny failed her treatment.
It was because she couldn't manipulate everyone the way she wanted in the hospital.
Penny's delusion is dangerous, as being bedbound due to morbid obesity comes with a life expectancy of only a few months, let alone years. In a surprising twist in her story, Penny takes to couponing to gain a sense of purpose, explaining that saving $500 is the same as earning $500. Contributes to the household.
It is true. That's girl math.
When the camera pans to the kitchen, shelves are filled with cereal and treat boxes beyond measure, the reward of Penny's couponing. She claims she's taken up this hobby to save her family some money, so they can start buying healthier food, which is more expensive. From a glance into the kitchen though, it's pretty clear this isn't the case. Penny's addiction to food has always been about control. It's the main reason why she failed the program and left the hospital. She needs to be in control of what she eats and when she eats it, which is hard to do when she's confined to the four posts of her hospital bed.
What? She's making more bread to literally put more junk food.
Dude, you can't help people who don't want to be helped.
So instead, Penny uses couponing as a way to control the food that Edgar purchases, claiming that he must buy these certain foods because they're a good deal and it will save them money, all of which is a guise for Penny to get what she wants. While Penny organizes her coupons into neat little files, it's Edgar that has to hunt down the products in several supermarkets, scanning the aisles for these specific brands, as well as hauling the vast amount of coupons to the checkout. He better not forget something either, or he will face the harsh consequences.
Oh no!
I hate doing this. Couponing. I go to so many different stores. It makes the shopping a little more time-consuming.
Get some gushers.
Before I could pretty much get what I wanted, so now I got to get what's on the list. She approves everything. I can't add like I used to.
Aren't you the man of the house?
Why are you being controlled?
As the weeks roll by, Penny has some good moments where she eats a healthy meal, or she gets up from her bed and into her wheelchair, but she
got up.
spends the day recovering from the effort she's put in. She claims to be happy and implements small changes every now and then to prove to others that she is making progress and getting better, but it's not progress when you go back to what you're doing just before.
I have a really terrible infection that has caused a wound on my right side. It's so very painful. And I mean, I almost feel like I need to hold it in order to stand, but I use a walker. So it's made that situation very difficult. Right now, feeling like I'm in a setback is very difficult because I had made so much ground.
Stop right there, though.
Penny's delusion develops even further, as despite her making no progress whatsoever, she believes she has, and is entirely happy with her situation. As the episode ends, despite what she says, Penny appears to be gaining even more weight and losing even more mobility, as she only gets out of bed once every 2 months.
Dude, it just ends there.
If you guys enjoyed, make sure to go subscribe to Mr. Big Craig. He put together this awesome video. But if you enjoyed the reaction, make sure to subscribe and check out another video right over here.